Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno. As we attend the UK premiere of the much anticipated Brit indie film Kill List. Can you tell us please about Kill List and the kind of preparation that you did before penning it?
Before what, sorry?
Before penning it, writing it.
Penning it? I've never heard that phrase before.
I'm an old-fashioned girl at heart.
Is penning even a phrase? I never heard that. Before I penned Kill List, what did I do? Well, we basically made Down Terrace, which is the first film. It's like a crime movie. And when I was talking to Andy Stark, the producer on Down Terrace and on Kill List as well with Claire Jones, we basically on Down Terrace he went, I don't want to make a crime film. This is a disaster. We're never going to be able to sell it. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. I want to make one anyway because I love crime films. So I showed him the script. He said, yeah. And he said, well, you should be making it as a horror film. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I like horror, but I don't have a horror story in me. But then after we did Down Terrace, I went, okay, well, we'll do the horror film now, you know. And so yeah, we went and then we wrote it. We penned it, and I penned it over the Christmas of 2009 while the family were playing board games, and then I got my wife to repen it over January-February time.
And do you, because you've written and directed it, do you connect to the characters on a deeper level?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, it's more that it's not so much that; it's more that I have a complete control over it, you know, and I can go into a situation and go, "This scene's not working, just rewrite it," and no one's going to cry, you know. I'm the only person that's the kind of emotionally attached to those scenes, so yeah, I find it easier like that, yeah.
And am I correct in saying that you wrote the parts for the particular actors in mind?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was. It's a kind of a weird way that the film came together, but basically I wanted to work with these people, and I wanted to work with Myanna Buring and Neil Maskell and Michael Smiley and Emma Fryer and Ben Crompton and Mark Kempner, and I kind of, yeah, I wrote, we had this kind of bag of people we wanted to work with. We thought about characters that would fit them, then we wrote the specific dialogue for them, and then it came together from that.
So, your very first feature, what's the whole experience been like?
God, it's quite overwhelming, if I'm honest. It was the most incredible experience on set. It was very, very intense. When you watch the film, you'll realise that it is a total roller coaster of emotions, and it really felt like that when we were filming it. So, for my first film, it's pretty overwhelming. It's such a small, low-budget film. We really thought it'd just go to DVD, if I'm honest. And now here we are, Empire, Leicester Square. It's kind of cool, right? FrightFest have been amazing. They're so encouraging and supportive of our film, and it really means the world to us. It really does.
As a producer, is it difficult, you know, when Ben's written and directed the film, and you've also got budget constraints, to actually sometimes say, no, sorry, you can't have that?
No. Ben's the total opposite. He's a dream director. If I say to him, look, bit of an issue here, he's like, okay, well, how about we go to a different location? How about we shoot there or this? It's amazing. And I've worked with quite a few directors, but Ben is the best director on board. But we were really lucky. We were shooting for 3 weeks, and it was the most intense experience. But we were really lucky with our lovely cast. They're totally amazing, really good. So
he's written them for the parts for them as well. So that must be
yeah. I mean that was the really important thing, is that he always wrote with them in mind. And I think that's kind of critical to the way the film plays out, because it's very natural. You can almost, just feels right. And I think that's part of the process, and I think that's a really amazing bit of it. And I think that's, in every film that we're going to do in the future, I think that's really important that he does that. And the next few ones he has done that as well.
You are both there, and so I was trying to sneak out. But now I'm here, now I'm good, I'm committed to this interview. Don't get me wrong. Don't feel that I'm not committed, that you've caught me at the last minute. I'm here, I'm for you people. You. Not him or her, just you.
Oh, you are too kind. Michael, tell us about this dream script.
Oh, it's brilliant. The story is about, it's basically about two blokes. One is one single. They're both ex-army, basically. One single, lives in his dead mum's house, and the other one is married with a beautiful wife and child, and they're both hitmen. And they've got they've done a disastrous job 8 months previously, and they haven't worked since. And they get a contract to go out and kill these people. So off they go, and that's as easy as I can put it for you, because I don't want to. I don't want to give away too much. I think you should go and see it. It's, yeah.
Definitely worth watching. Now tell us about the journey that your character particularly goes on. Is there an arc for you that?
Yeah, I think my character Gal's a bit of a troubled soul. You know, he's heading towards the halfway part in his life. He's heading towards middle age. He's never held down a relationship really. Women were there just to be used really. An ex-soldier, unreconstructed. You know, always got his mum to do his washing type character. Now the mum's not there anymore. He just lives in the house. He goes down to the gym. He's got a muscle car. He picks up birds. You know, but he's a loyal friend, and he loves Gal. He loves Shell and Jay, who is Neil and Myanna's characters. So he's loyal to them, but he's a killer. He's a good killer who needs a bit of work. So it's all about morally, sort of like where does that stand morally, but also he's struggling with his faith as well. I think he's starting to believe again in God and an afterlife and stuff. So he's trying to work out how that fits into killing people for a living.
And is that, interestingly enough, are you given that backstory, or is that something that you and Ben worked on as well?
Well, I think there was a bits of both. You know, in the script you could see that Jay doesn't believe in God at all, and Gal sort of does. And their banter between them, because they've been friends for years. They were snipers. We made the backstory that they were snipers in the Iraq War, and that they've always wound each other up. A Gal being, the spud munching, God-fearing Paddy, and Jay being this godless Cockney div. You know what I mean? That's the banter between two good friends. But really, the subtext is that Gal's searching for something, and Jay isn't. Jay just thinks they're bad people and have to be killed. You know, so that's sort of when friends wind each other up, there's always an element of truth. Whether we call it in Ireland, we call it a joke with a jag. You know, so I think Jay's arc and Gal's arc are together, but they're going to come up against another force. There's a third force.
Tell us more about the part that you're playing.
I play Shell, who is a wife and a mother to a man who's essentially falling apart. They're stuck in the middle of a recession, and kind of representative of a lot of families who have found themselves in that place. And it was an amazing part to get. You know, Ben and his wife Amy Jump wrote it with the 4 actors in mind. And we started filming last September, and now it's a year later and it's coming out, and we're all thrilled. I mean, we worked as a family. And we're experiencing this as a family. But it's the most exciting project I've been involved in for a long time.
And how does it affect you as a character, as your husband sort of degrades, I suppose? How does that affect your character development throughout the film?
Well, I think we come across Shell when she is really at the end of her tether. I mean, she doesn't know what to do. Her husband's refusing to go back to work, insisting that he's too depressed to go back to work. The family doesn't have enough money to sustain the lifestyle that they've sustained previously. They're not able to their son is struggling. She's just an incredibly frustrated woman. As it progresses, I think because really the story then starts to follow Jay's journey into essentially a descent into madness. You know, a job goes wrong, but also it seems like his subconscious goes wrong too. And really, I feel that Shell is just a wife who just watches as her husband just spirals further and further down into an incredibly dark place. So I kind of feel for her. I mean, and I love the metaphors in the film. You know, that those kind of metaphors that relate to people who have been in similar situations, emotionally and financially, and really what things like a recession do to couples and to people.
They're bad people. They should suffer.
Welcome to FrightFest.
Thank you.
So you must be very flattered having this role written for you.
Yes, I'm very fortunate. It really came out of the blue. So I was working with Ben and he mentioned another project and said he wanted me for the lead for it. And yeah, absolutely flattered and honoured that someone of that standing and who's as talented as Ben would write something for me.
And Jay, the part that you play is quite a dark character. So what is it like playing that role on a daily basis? And when, oh, hello, partner in crime.
I thought there's no way he's just going to go past me. He's going to mess about.
Hello. Has he told you about me yet?
Have you? I'll take it you've spoken to Smiley.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
So what is it like for you working on a daily basis in a part that is so sort of dark? Is that
It was, yeah, I mean, Ben works nearly linearly, chronologically. So you kind of feel like you're going through that process that the character is. And yeah, it was exhausting and emotionally very draining and difficult. And we laughed a lot, as was necessary. And, you know, when you're dealing with material as difficult and as horrible as this. But, you know, it was edifying experience and really worth it. And by the end of it, despite kind of, as I say, being emotionally exhausted really by it, also you felt like, you know, as an actor and hopefully as a person, it shifted something in you that was of value, you know.
And was Ben good to work with in those times that were difficult for him to sort of sit and kind of discuss your process with?
Yeah, Ben's great. You shoot most of the day. There's not a lot of setups while we wait for people to sort out their f-stops and making sure that a tiny bit of light bounces in your eye. You know, he turns over and you shoot and you try stuff and you improvise and then you go back to the script and you paraphrase the script, and it's a really full-on, it's a real actor's process actually. It's a joy. Just so lucky, so lucky.
Say, because as well he's written the script as well, to have that freedom to improvise as an actor must have been a dream.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It was if I never worked again and I had to go and work in a sweet shop in Wigan, not that there's anything wrong with Wigan, then I'd be happy that I did this process and I worked on this film, genuinely.